Okay, we are now on rotation 3 of our 8-bit burger. Last time we left off, we had completely rendered the burger. Now it's time to color it. I'm going to use markers, but feel free to use crayons, colored pencils, pretty much most anything that you might want to use. I would not suggest watercolors. Maybe not oil pastels, but even oil pastels would probably work fine. As you've noticed, this video is completely in fast forward, and what you're supposed to be doing is obvious. Just look at the video and you'll see it. You are supposed to be coloring the burger. I chose orange, but feel free to use a light brown, a tan. Any of those colors would work just fine for a burger, but I wanted to use some basic colors for this, not get too fancy with it. So orange it is, and I think orange is going to really make this burger pop. Take the time to use your craftsmanship. We talked about craftsmanship in the very first rotation. That means that no scribble scrabbling will be appropriate or accepted. I don't want to see any kind of quick rushed coloring jobs. I fully expect everyone to take their time, and yes, this will take some time, and color it in without any of the white paper underneath showing through your coloring effort. This is going to take some patience. As I said, you are seeing this in fast forward. This did take me a little while, but any job worth doing well is going to produce an amazing result. So we didn't come all this way and create this entire burger, this entire grid, just to kind of sloppily color it. So this entire rotation is dedicated to coloring. Now, the reason why I chose a marker is because I can get through this a little bit more quickly with marker. I think the color is more solid than it would otherwise be with a crayon or a colored pencil. But if that's all that you have, then that's all that you have. We are working virtually, so it's totally okay to use whatever you've got. But in this instance, I'm going to use a marker faux show. So the top part of the bun has been completed. I colored around the eyes, and notice I did not color in the little shine spot of those eyes. We're going to return to the top part of the bun in just a bit, but for right now, it's okay to just kind of keep going with one art supply at a time. So for me, I picked up the orange marker. I'm not going to put it back down again until everything that needs to be colored orange is indeed colored orange. As you go back and forth, make sure that you are staying inside the lines. That's an important part of this. And also make sure that you pick a marker. You might want to test it out first to see if it's already kind of drying out, because you're going to need quite a bit of that marker color to complete this larger scale project. This is a bigger sheet of paper. It's two sheets of paper rather, that have been taped together. So you know this is bigger than what we normally work. But that was important so that we could get that 8-bit effect and be able to create a grid. All right, so I'm officially done coloring the top bun and the bottom bun. What's next is definitely going to be, I'm going to bust out my brown marker, and I'm going to just outline. This is a special coloring technique that was taught to me by my own mom when I was very young. They used to color this way, whether it was a marker first or just pushing down hard with a crayon or colored pencil. They would outline whatever was being colored in, and then they would color the inside lightly. And it always created an interesting looking effect. And now that I'm an art teacher, I think that I'll teach this to you. So if you can, grab a brown marker, but notice after I've outlined the patty with my brown marker, I'm then going to get out a brown colored pencil. And I'm going to concentrate on that coloring craftsmanship and get all the way through the patty. But as you can see, look at that difference. Look at the difference between the orange marker that I used to color the top bun and the bottom bun, and look at the difference in the colored pencil. I'm not pushing down too hard. I'm pushing down kind of medium at a level 2, but you can still see that the colored pencil doesn't quite completely cover up the paper. I'm okay with it because I think it creates a certain look that looks great, but it's something to consider. So if you want to use a brown marker to completely fill in the patty, you definitely can do that. Next up, I'm going to get this lime green marker. Feel free to use regular green. And I'm going to get the bottom area here. Now, sometimes kids mistake this area for lettuce, or I'm sorry, I meant to say relish. It is lettuce. This is definitely lettuce. But if you want to make relish, that works for me too. And then once I've outlined the lettuce with the green marker, I'm going to color it in with a green colored pencil, a lime green colored pencil to match the marker, and it looks spectacular. All right, now it's time to decide what kind of condiment did you give this burger. Now, ketchup by far is probably the most popular condiment. Everybody puts ketchup on their stuff, or at least most people do. There are some people that use mustard. I knew a kid in my 5th grade class who used mustard all the time, and I couldn't quite understand it. I thought ketchup was always a better decision, but whatevs. And then, when I moved to Texas, I discovered 2 new kinds of condiments that I'm absolutely wild about. I love them. The first one is Whataburger sauce, which, as far as I understand, is mayonnaise mixed with ketchup. I think that's such a delicious combo. The other sauce that I am a super crazy goo goo gaga fan over is Chick-fil-A sauce. If you haven't had either of those, I highly suggest them. They both are kind of a tannish, slightly reddish color. So if you want to put those on there, go for it. But just for being simple and being straightforward, I decided to outline the top box line with a red marker. And as you can see, I am now very carefully, with craftsmanship, coloring it in with a red colored pencil. All right, this is looking fantastic. There's only 2 more steps. I've now grabbed a white colored pencil, as you can see here. And what I'm doing is I'm very carefully coloring in small squares or rectangles all over the top. And yes, you guessed it, it's 8-bit sesame seeds. You know the best hamburgers have sesame seeds. I don't know if sesame seeds actually have a taste or a flavor or how exactly it makes the burger better, other than it just kind of makes it look better. But sesame seeds are definitely the way to go if you want to make this burger extra legit. And since sesame seeds are shaped like teardrops, of course, since this is an 8-bit burger, the sesame seeds will be squares. I love this detail. I think it makes it look pretty cool, especially how the white colored pencil stands up off the orange marker. All right, now the last little thing to make this awesome 8-bit burger look extra legit is you want to grab a black marker and give it an extra thick stroke. Now remember, a stroke just means outline. It's the outline of it. Now, if you make an extra thick stroke all the way around your burger, it's definitely going to look a lot more 8-bit. Just check out some 8-bit images online. If you do a Google image search for 8-bit cartoon, you'll see a whole bunch of stuff come up, and it all has super thick outlines. That's just the nature of the artwork when things are 8 bits, the way it looks. I hope that when you've finished, you love it so much you gotta hang it up. You can feel free to cut it out or don't, just hang it up on the wall. But either way, this 8-bit burger looks digitally delicious. Thank you so much for your time. Take a picture, upload it. I'll see you later.